Welcome back to the Hytale podcast, the official #1 source of Hytale podcasting news.
I'm glad you worded it like that because we're
Thank
not
you.
allowed to call it the official Hytale podcast. We're
From the top.
the
Now
official, unofficial Hytale
We're keeping
podcast.
it. Exactly. The #1 source for podcasts in Hytale.
Guys,
Yeah, Myne.
you
Big
see on the
news.
screen. You see on the screen. This is how long have we teased this podcast, this interview for? I want to say
Connor's looking
over
around in his room right
over
now.
half a year. We got
Yeah.
Kweebec Corner, the one and only.
We've
Connor.
had I swear we've had a call, or not a call, like a group chat with Connor for half a year, like you said. And we're like, oh, we'll do this day, and then it just never happened. So
Yeah, we've always been in VCs together, and we were all like, yeah, we're going to do a podcast together. And then we got in another VC, and then we were like, next time, we're going to get in a podcast together. And we finally got you. We got
Yeah,
a hold of you.
It's mostly my scheduling problems, but then also Flash messed up the last time, so I'm blaming
Oh,
him.
did I?
Yeah, in
Oh,
fairness,
okay.
I think we did try
My
to
bad.
record twice, and both of those, Chris, you were at fault.
Yeah, I probably had to go to work or something. I don't know. My bad, guys. Sorry.
But we got
Yeah,
it. We got
I
the
figured
biggest Hytale
what-
YouTuber on the podcast.
Oh, you.
Well, besides Hytale Spins, but
Yeah, you can't forget the most important one, Hytale Spins. They are
Yeah.
the most important Hytale YouTuber. That's
Well,
absolutely.
According to them, they're the most credible news source, but they're not the biggest.
I mean, they do get their information from, the most credible people.
Me and you,
So.
yeah.
Hey, we make our debuts on that podcast quite often, or not podcast, on the Spins channel. They passed 2,000 subs, by the way.
They
Congrats to
passed
Hytale
2,000
Spins.
subs, which,
Congrats.
by the
Oh,
way,
you
guys. Yeah, go ahead, Connor.
You guys are in a race, right? A sub race.
We're in a sub race right now, so if
Yeah.
you have not subscribed yet, I know at least 50% of you are watching are not subscribed. Hit that
Subscribe.
sub button. We're trying to be an AI Hytale channel. How hard?
Yeah,
can
come
it
on,
be,
man.
really?
This is
How
the
hard can it
future. Humans versus AI. They made movies about this years ago,
Are
and
you
now
team
it's
actually-
actually.
humans?
Have you guys seen Sora? That's I don't know, Hytale Spins is definitely going to be on that.
It generated Minecraft, but it couldn't generate Hytale because it's too unique. That's my
Yeah, it only
take
has
on
30 minutes of footage to go on as opposed to
it.
1 million hours on YouTube of Minecraft.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Connor, why don't you tell us? For everybody who doesn't know, this is Kweebec Corner. But tell us about yourself, Connor. What do
Who
you
are
do,
you?
and where are you from?
Yeah, so I'm UK-based creator. I'm also a strategist and a creative director, I guess, is the fancy term for it. But basically, I help YouTubers grow their channel, and I also work on the back end, so building out their team, helping with how they write scripts, how they review their editors and work with their editors and sort of improve them and give them feedback. And yeah, everything from that to then criticizing their videos when they go live. So why is this a 10 out of 10 instead of a 1 out of 10 if you know what that means as a YouTuber? So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I work with a few creators, but obviously I run the Kweebec Corner channel as my main passion project, which I just can't get enough of Hytale and covering Hytale news. So yeah, that's me. And I was talking to Myne yesterday, and I thought, what a better time to come on the podcast than right now when we've got the most Hytale news that we've ever had before.
See, the
Yeah,
ironic thing
absolutely
is
nothing.
We started the podcast when there was nothing. If you jump back to January 2023, there
Wow.
was absolutely nothing, and there was no outlook either. We were not expecting anything. We didn't know John tweets were going to happen. Real
Mhm.
talk, John Hendricks saved our podcast. The second
Amen,
half
John
of the
Hendricks.
year.
I love that man. I love John Hendricks, and
I don't know what we would have done for the entire year if that man did not tweet every single
Uh-huh.
day.
Dude,
He
I love
tweeted
John.
yesterday.
he did,
Tweeted
and you
yesterday at
tweeted
me.
back at him, yeah.
We
That
got one John Hendricks tweet. He said, "A small clue to help Myne locate the right beach. Also, imagine me trying to explain to my family why they can't post a pic of me in the surf because this guy online who can't see my leg." And
We have to see his legs, man. So, Myne, you booked a ticket, right, to wherever this beach
I
is?
did book a ticket. For context, he posted a picture of the beach club he's at with a bunch of signs showing popular directions. So there's Provincetown, Cape Cod, 5,000 miles away from the sign. And it took me 10 minutes to locate the exact location on Google Images.
Of course you did.
And so I am getting a flight to Hawaii.
Oh, okay. Okay, are you gonna tackle him when you see him there, or you just gonna?
I'm gonna have this baby out and get you guys
Take
the
a
news
picture.
source first.
I could just see John Hendricks tanning on the beach, and you're just like, "Hey, what's up, man?"
Do you think he tans in his suit, like his suit of armor? Do you think he goes out on the beach with that, or do you think the
I
sand gets
mean, he
I
did
could-
he did
I'd cook a
tweet
steak on him.
too this week about saying that he won't go up in a suit of armor for the Game Awards.
Oh, okay. Well, it would be very awkward. Like the weight alone would just be.
No,
clink,
because someone
clink,
tweeted
clink.
at him, and there was a developer that did go up in a suit of armor.
Oh,
And he
really?
was like, "Are you gonna do the same thing?" Seems he
Sorry,
won't.
That would be
No.
kind of funny to see John Hendricks doing that. So why is Hypixel or Hypixel Studios going to be at the Game Awards or something like that?
No,
When
like
they-
when they do win
Oh,
20
when they win.
awards.
Yeah.
When they do.
I was like, so when the game releases soon or sometime in the future, and they win the award for best game of the year, that's when
Exactly.
that makes sense. We'll be in the crowd for that. Just to let you know, Mine will
Yeah.
be there no matter what. But yeah,
We
got
have
Connor.
Connor on the podcast. How does it feel being the biggest Hytale YouTuber?
It doesn't feel.
Maybe English.
like-
I think there's a Russian.
It's like it was like
Is
asking.
the Russian channel bigger?
Yeah, there's a Russian channel bigger, and I think Hytale Brazil too. I think.
Oh, you gotta.
Okay, how does it
shoot.
feel being the English
Sorry, Connor.
largest channel?
Yeah, no. I mean, it's like saying like I'm the biggest channel in the Tupperware box packaging niche. Wow.
Congrats,
that's really
dude.
cool, but
That's
there
awesome.
can't be
you
too
know
many
what kind of flex that would be against like 40-year-old moms?
people.
That's
Yeah,
a
for real.
crazy flex.
right now, like being, I guess, like one of the top Hytale YouTubers is mostly just a flex to Hypixel fans. That's about it. Like, if you play Hypixel, you might know about it, although some people might not because it's been 5 years. So
Oh, well, Connor, you would have YouTube rank on Hypixel though, so that's a huge flex.
I need to actually sort that out because I'm gonna be starting sort of doing a bit more Minecraft content as well, and so I'll probably
Interesting.
dabble in
Yeah,
Hypixel a
we'll
little bit.
definitely get into that.
I want
I'm
to.
gonna be
I know you're a great Minecraft player, so I would love to watch that.
I'm an expert. 10 years of playing the game, more now. Almost
Yeah,
50
exactly.
It's almost 15 years of Minecraft as of May this year, by the way.
Isn't that incredible?
That's insane.
Like,
Wow.
May 17th, 2009 was the day that Minecraft came out, and literally on that day, in 2 months. So yeah, it's gonna be the 15-year anniversary, which is just so weird. It's so bizarre.
Yeah, Minecraft's old. There's people who weren't even born yet, like when
What's-
Minecraft, like people playing Minecraft.
We've spent a third of Minecraft waiting for Hytale. Now think about that. That's crazy.
Wait.
Yeah.
Okay. Think about the possibility of someone being born days after the Hytale trailer, and when Hytale releases, they play Hytale.
They're gonna be born like late 2018. Like that's crazy.
Because there's gonna be at least like a 6-year-old
Yeah,
that's
when the
gonna,
game.
or a 7-year-old that's gonna play Hytale, and that means they were born after the trailer.
Like,
Yeah,
bro,
I'm getting
that was a
vibe
great
with,
12.
There's the live action Last Airbender series on Netflix. It has.
Oh,
like,
I'm
an
so
actor
pumped, dude.
It's like the actor who's playing Aang though is like I think like 12 or 15 years
Yeah.
old. He wasn't
Oh.
born when the animated show came out on Nickelodeon, which is just crazy to me. Like
That's
he's
insane.
playing a part that he wasn't born around when people were
Mhm.
excited about it, which is insane. Like
That's awesome.
Which means that there's gonna be, I mean, one of those kids is gonna be grown up to be a giant YouTuber. One of the next biggest Hytale YouTubers won't even be born when the
Ooh.
trailer released.
that's weird to think about.
that is something to think about.
wow.
Yeah. Whoa. Hey, I mean, at least Hytale's gonna have great aspects for younger players, so they're gonna be playing.
Yeah, I am curious about that because like they did the they've not officially confirmed anything, but I remember like the most we've heard about it is that they were gonna try and aim for like T14, or like they said something along the lines of like, oh, if we did aim at that, then maybe we'd do this. So I am curious about like what that is gonna be, right? Because the market audience they were targeting in 2018 are clearly older now, much different generation.
Mhm.
So they're gonna be targeting like. Are they going to be targeting those players, but the younger ones now that were that age? Like, you know what I mean? Or are they going to be aging it up a bit? Or are they going to be doing both? Like, we were talking about proximity chat a little bit, and it's like, is there going to be, if they did include that, would there be age restrictions, 18 plus servers, stuff like that, right? Like,
That'd
it's
be fun.
interesting to think about.
So I've had this discussion point come up across a lot, like in comments or just in Discord. Hytale Podcast, most active Discord, link down in the description. And the common like argument I see is like, and it's usually the haters or the doubters being like, everyone grew out of Hytale, and you're going to be marketing to a bunch of like 20-year-olds, and it's not going to be as popular. But people forget that a new generation rises, and that entire generation of people, us 5 years ago, is going to still want to see the game.
Absolutely.
There's so many people that haven't heard of Hytale because they were too young, or they just like missed the wave, and are in that 14 to 17-year-old age range. It's going to be a gigantic market.
Yeah, it's going to be huge. And I mean, there's always going to be kids, every year, that happens. But there's going to be new people all the time. And then they're going to want to play the game. They'll see the trailer. They'll see their favorite YouTuber grow old. And then they'll want to make videos themselves. And that's pretty much what every single YouTuber has ever done. Watch somebody upload a video.
I thought you were going to go a really depressing route there. Like, you just were watching the YouTuber grow old and
sad. It's sad. Yeah, old old as in 25, Connor. However old you are, I think what are you, 26 or something?
I'll have you. I'm not old, right? Mine was you're 30 years old, right? I'm mid-20s, right? I'm still basically a 21-year-old, more or less.
He's saying mid-20s to hide his age, guys. He's 25, pushing.
Connor's like grandpa. Oh my god.
Dude, am I a tree singer? Am I an elder Kweebec? Is that?
I mean, you're not as. I don't think you're not as old as Lee, but like, she's like.
That's uncalled for.
I've just turned off my phone notifications. Apologies if you heard that text.
I did hear that, Connor. You're canceled.
So you don't have to tell me who it's from unless it's from the two people I'm guessing. Was that either Budacat or John or Noxie?
Wait, why would you assume that, first of all?
Well, why wouldn't we? Yeah.
Well, as you know, I am in regular communication with all of the team members all the time. So
so are we.
We were just conversing on when that next Ask Hytale question is going to come out. And, Buddha said never.
Yeah, speaking of. Yeah, so they really just dropped 2 Ask Hytale questions in 3 days, and then never dropped them again. I know Budacat was he in Londonderry? He was probably there, and he was on his way back last week. So hopefully we get more Ask Hytale questions, or maybe he saved up a bunch of them while he was there to post. But Buddha, time's a ticking, my friend. We want to see some Ask Hytale.
I mean, I don't think you need to do Ask Hytale and be in person to ask them. You just send them a Slack message, be like, "Yo, someone wanted to know if raptors are rideable." And then that's
very important.
Yeah, we can answer this.
See, Ask Hytale as a thing, as a movement that they're trying to do, was really good. I really appreciate what they're trying. I think it was originally supposed to be a replacement for just these sort of all over the place answers that John was giving and Buddha was giving. There wasn't really a way to tie it all back to official statements, right? We were playing catch up with all of that as we have been for the last year. But I feel the replacement isn't fully in effect yet. I feel right now they've replaced all of the crazy answers with just 2 kind of official answers, but it's not what we expected is in terms of an answer the next day and the next day and the next day, and oh my god, there's craziness. So I think there's probably a little bit in the community, a little bit of a level of, I don't know about this. Is there going to be a few more? Is there going to be anything more substantial, or is this all we're going to get? Which we're always like that in this community. We're back and forth on what to expect from Hypixel Studios, but just throwing it out there personally, I get that Buddha has got things to do and the team are very busy, but I wouldn't mind a few more substantial reveals through the Ask Hytale. Doesn't need to touch on the engine, doesn't need to show any footage, but look, I have faith in Hypixel that they will at least be showing some cool stuff or revealing some cool stuff through Ask Hytale. Otherwise, it just seems pointless, right?
I do want to point out the fact that there was only supposed to be one Ask Hytale question. The flex question was more or less hey, to have a bunch of questions and we can answer it, but we don't want to answer it with a tweet. Since now we've started this format, we kind of have to do it within this Ask Hytale format. And then they just kind of pushed out that second one. So I have a feeling that if we didn't go all in with the flex system, we wouldn't have gotten that.
You also had all the Riot news, the layoff stuff, and it almost, I'm not saying that they did this. It was just a coincidence, but it also seemed like a little bit of a reaction to like, hey, by the way, here's an Ask Hytale question. Like, don't look at all the crazy riot stuff that's going on. Like, here's the coolest.
They also
flex,
said,
you know?
and what in January or like end of January, someone mentioned that is when they'd started. So they also like were pressured to put it at the very end of January. They
did
pushed it
say
and stretched it
so. Yeah, I don't know if they should have said that they were going to start in January if they weren't really super prepared for it. But now it's
I
also
think that was a mistake on
mid-February.
their part.
It's later than mid-February, and we still only have 2. So I don't know if they're planning on doing one a month, because really the ECS one was kind of just more of an impromptu one, I'd say. But one a month doesn't seem very substantial to me. I think we should get more.
Hypixel's like really good at keeping their word. But it's
What?
with the exception that can be down to the literal last day of the range. So if they're like, it could happen anytime in 2024, you best like be prepared for it to potentially happen on December 31st, right? Like that's kind of the vibe I get with Hypixel sometimes, which is fine because they're still sticking to the word. It's just they are giving themselves the most time that they can to deliver what they want, which is fair play, but there's some psychological stuff there as a consumer where I'm like,
it kind of seems like,
come on, like
it's like at school when you have a big project and you do the whole thing the night before. That's what they're doing. Because I never did that.
I don't
school.
like.
I mean, I don't know if that's necessarily true about what they're doing. Maybe the Ask Hytale, because that can be done the night before.
Yeah.
I think the blog posts, they definitely
Those take time.
do.
Those definitely take time.
They say it. Yeah, they say it takes a lot of time. Obviously, there's some doubts of like how long can a 2-paragraph blog post really take. Talking about.
I think it's like there's the amount of time it takes to type the post, but then I think they probably spend more time
reviewing
trying to decide whether to do one or not, and then if so, what are they going to put in it? And then after that, it's like, right, okay, well, we can just go to this person and that person and type up paragraphs and stuff. That probably doesn't take like more than a week or 2, unless they need to get like a bunch of other team members and stuff. But I genuinely think the large part of the blog post taking a while is them being like, should we even do it? Like, let's have this ongoing conversation. When we feel like we're ready to put it out, then we'll greenlight a blog post. Once they've greenlit it, it's like, okay, now we can get started on all of that. I think that's usually when they start teasing us. Like, they've greenlit the blog post, they know it's gonna be coming out, so they can start being like, ooh, look out, guys, on Twitter. And that's
we wrote a word.
I mean, last time when they teased the blog post, it took like what 3-4 months or something.
Yeah.
It was a very wordy blog post.
And then the blog post did not uphold their expectations because of the fact that they teased it for 4 months.
I think John really misstep, like, by saying like, oh, expect it by the end of the year. Like, I think him just saying that, like, we already knew it probably would have been by the end of the year, but him just saying that got us more excited a bit too early. I think that was the problem.
So speaking of blog posts, Connor, we've made predictions on this pod when we think the next one's coming. When do you think we're gonna get the first blog post of 2024?
First blog post of 2024. It feels like, well, as we just mentioned, May is kind of like Minecraft month, so they're gonna have like the 15-year anniversary and everything.
So
obviously, Hytale isn't Minecraft, so I think that Hytale is gonna maybe try and avoid having anything like come out around that month. So I think it's gonna be somewhere towards summer. I'm gonna estimate halfway through June, maybe towards the end of June. If it's July, I'll be a bit salty, but it depends how many Ask Hytales we get until then.
Yeah, so what if
Hytale have a
Hytale...
history of having July blog posts.
They do like their July. But what if Hytale decides to say, hey, screw you, Minecraft, and they release, like, the beta announcement in May? That would be wild.
That would be insanely, like,
I would love that. It'd be the funniest...
That would be very dirty. You know what? It would
funniest thing ever. It would work. I'm telling you, it would take the attention
work.
off Minecraft. It would get everybody talking.
I don't know about that, dude. Like, to be fair, though, the way that Zeitgeist stuff works and just, like, now that Power World has had this whole like thing, Pokemon's coming back up in the trend. Even though like people are kind of dumping on it and Game Freak, it still rose in the trends again. So if they might be able to ride that Minecraft is back hype, like this second rise of this third rise of Minecraft or whatever we're on now. Maybe that like and Hytale's released a blog post, everyone's happy kind of thing.
Yay!
Maybe they can ride that wave.
Especially if the Minecraft update, whatever they do for the 15th anniversary, is underwhelming. If it's underwhelming,
like
they
the last
have
one.
such
so
a
funny.
huge opportunity to come in and be like, you know what? You guys didn't like the Minecraft update? Here's an alternative.
Beta. That'd be what? That would just
I
break
don't
the
think,
internet.
and just
No, they
to
wouldn't do
clarify,
beta.
I don't think
They
the
would
team
release.
ever
They would
say
release
that,
a blog. Yeah. Well, they wouldn't put it into those terms, but because they're very professional. But they could definitely make a nice blog post that teases quite a few things, which would definitely hype us up.
Honestly, though, I'm curious, like when Hytale does release and there's less of a foggy waters, whether the team will be able to like more publicly make comments about other games. So like being like, oh, congratulations, Minecraft and Mojang on their 15th anniversary. You guys inspired us to keep doing what we're doing and stuff. Like, I wonder if they'll ever actually like make statements like that once the game's out. Like, it's hard for them to say it at the moment because it kind of plays on the narrative. But we all know in the real world, like, they are friends with the Minecraft devs. They have literally owned the biggest server in Minecraft for 10 years. Like, they have got very good connections with Mojang. They're not like, Mojang isn't looking at that team and going, we hate you, you're stolen our game, right? That's not what's happening at all. I think people forget that sometimes. Like,
yeah, I think we'll definitely see that. I think just right now, because of marketing in terms of the tensions in the water, it's difficult, but
well also the comparisons from everybody.
And the comparisons.
Yeah, like it's the most compared.
Go away. It's
no,
they'll 10
never.
years and people are still gonna like compare Minecraft and Hytale. That's
exactly. And it's gonna be fun to watch those videos. But
heck yeah.
Yeah, it's the best.
In 10 years. Are you gonna be around, Connor? Are you gonna be doing YouTube until you can't anymore?
I'm gonna be doing YouTube until I can't. I think that's the vibe. Like, YouTube's my bread and butter. I've been doing like Minecraft. I've been working with Minecraft channels since I was 16. I've never really had a real job. I was a waiter when I was 16 for about 3 months. Then I started script writing for a Minecraft YouTuber. I never looked back. That was it.
Nice.
So yeah, it's been YouTube for as long as I can remember now, which is a massive privilege. Don't get me wrong, a huge privilege, but also it's been an interesting, insightful, fun journey. Yeah, entertaining. I'm excited to continue it. Yeah, I've learned a lot from different creators that I've worked with, like, and not tooting my own horn or anything, but like, I've worked with some creators that've got millions of subscribers and they've
and hundreds of millions.
Well, and now I'm just sat here with literally just me. It's just me sat here making my videos on my own. I edit everything, I script everything, I do all the graphics myself. So obviously, looking to the future, I'm trying to figure out a way to inspire myself to become more than that, like maybe create a bit more of a team or something. But it's such a passion project. I spent all these years working professionally with YouTubers, and it's become less of a fun thing. It's become more like work. Whereas Kweebec Corner, I can come here, I can sit down, take a deep breath, throw away all the spectacle ideas and all the statistics and all the crazy stuff that comes with like proper optimized YouTube, and just sit down and think, what have I got to talk about this absolutely passionate game that I love and I'm excited for? Like, let's talk about it. Let's go on a rant. Let's do a video about a 30-minute iceberg about this game that isn't out yet. Or like, let's go and create
that was a banger.
Reply thread or something. Yeah, it's
or
come on a podcast and talk about it with you lovely gentlemen,
thank you, Connor. I got a question for you though. What is like, I don't know if you have a plan for your content for when Hytale releases, but what is the official Kweebec Corner content plan for the first maybe 2-3 years of Hytale once it actually comes out?
Ooh, first 2 or 3 years. Like, I always get like first week or first day, but 2 or 3 years is quite hard. Obviously I want to stream, like, okay, like, taking all the short-term stuff, like let's say I've played the game, I've completed it, I'm uploading videos on that sort of stuff already, standard.
We're gonna assume that all of the like basic tutorial and like this is Hytale videos are out because everyone's gonna be doing that. That's gonna be the meta.
Yeah.
Assuming that wave is passed and we can freeform into more creative content, what is Kweebec Corner doing?
I think like a community-based project. So I mean, I don't want to say a tournament just off the bat because like but like things like MCC, right, I really like the idea of like this community that is like it's like a sub community, but it's also got creators and it works as like a community for the creators, but it also works because they can all stream their individual POVs. Creating something like that would be interesting. I made a video with FitMC about like what servers could look like in early Hytale and how they might evolve over the first few years. And I think that would be really interesting to look at, doing like some sort of just really fun Wild West kind of anarchy server. Not when I say anarchy, I don't necessarily mean all the things, the stigma that comes with anarchy.
Like
but
the oldest server in Minecraft.
You know, you could go and create like a One Piece texture, and I'll add it to the server, and like, oh,
Hell
we've
yeah.
got like we'll have town names based on and inspired by different things, and it's just like whatever. We'll do whatever because we can, because there's no rules. If there are no rules when Hytale launches, that would be like one of my number one things. Because what someone from the community asked me yesterday, and you, Myne, as well, is like, what's the number one thing that you're excited for in Hytale? And at first I said mobs, right? Because I was like, I'm really interested.
I love characters that I'm playing with.
I was thinking adventure mode, and obviously I was thinking like, oh, Kweebecs and the Farron, getting to interact with them. But then every other person that they've asked has said community. And of course that makes so much sense. And on second thought, it makes sense because like even in thinking like making that server, it'd be for community, right? And to play with people that I've been waiting for this game for so long for, and to build a community around that. But yeah, I mean, other than that, maybe a cool movie. Like
you're gonna make a movie?
Cinema. Yeah, like
hell yeah,
cinema.
dude. You don't see a lot of people talk about that because the movie tools.
Yeah,
the movie tools are awesome because we've seen them in the trailer. But they have once again never again elaborated about those. So if we imagine a movie blog post or a Machinima Tools blog post, that would be
I don't know
insane.
if a blog post specifically about them would be worth it unless they're doing literally weekly blog posts.
Hey, maybe they'll get back to that. You know, that was a banger back in 2019. I miss those.
The benefit that they have with that is that they can show off different things in the game, but also be demonstrating the creator tools at the exact same time. So they can actually hit two birds with one stone in the blog posts when they are starting to break this stuff down. Like they'll be able to showcase, you know, the mechanics behind fighting a dungeon or how a boss respawns or something. But at the same time, they'll be filming it using some maybe different new panoramic shots or different things that we've never seen in the game before. And they'll be like, also, we used this method to film it. And like that sort of stuff I'd absolutely love. Like that'd be so cool.
Yeah, it's kind of more like a. Do you think it's more going to be like a replay mod kind of built into the Hytale? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Can't wait for that. I would. Oh god, imagine all the gameplay you can get for that. Like, oh,
bro, like,
Let's Plays are going to be amazing instead of just having a third-party mod.
I'm genuinely so excited. It sounds so silly, but like, I just want to sit in the world. Like, I just want to
not move,
spawn in, or like go to an area and just stand there and see what happens. Like, what actually happens?
Oh my god, that'd be sick.
What, like a spectator mode, sort of?
Just no. Like you literally just say you've
just
got like
observe the environment.
Yeah, you just observe the environment. Like, are there going to be seasons? Are there going to be like traveling packs of animals that are migrating? Like, are there going to be?
Oh my god,
is the camp going to extend and take over the area near you? Like, what would happen if you just stood in a Hytale world for like a year in game time? Like, so that is what I really want to know.
John, we're giving you this idea. If you want to put a blog post and you put a time lapse of 30 in-game days.
Oh, dude.
I was about to say, what would happen if you just literally put your like Hytale avatar just in spectator mode on? You increase the tick rate of your world to like freaking 1 million or something, and just see what happens in like 10 years of Hytale. Like, how big is this Torque Camp gonna get? Is it gonna take over the world?
Dude, that would be so cool. But yeah, because like Minecraft Machinimas were such an incredible moment, right? And it was like this. It was at the same time that YouTube was coming up, so it's like people were learning to do these more artsy cinematography-based things, and then at the same time, the gaming world was like, "Oh, we can do that, but in game," right? So it was like this whole thing that people grew up with and started watching. Now it's like you don't really see Fortnite Machinimas. Like you kind of see like there's some Fortnite role play-ish things. They're called like Fortnite films, like Fortnite movies. Not really Machinimas. Machinima is such an archaic term now. I think there will be Hytale movies.
Yeah.
Right. There'll be Hytale, for lack of a better term, movies where it's like,
dude, there's a literal in-game theater. It's gonna be awesome.
Watching YouTube videos with your friends
in the in-game theater.
So you have that screen that they showed us, which I really, really hope that is still in the game. Right. I still hope that ability is. But also, what gets me is that like that was a huge screen, but there surely is an ability to like vary the size of the screen based on the amount.
Make a TV in your home.
Yeah. So what if you just had a 1 block screen? How cool
is it? A TV like it's just called like a TV block or something?
Yeah, and like
that would be insane.
You could put animations on it, emojis. You could customize it to be whatever you want in your own little world. Like you could change it to like stuff like that's really cool.
TV block would be so sick.
that would be. I would
channel
love
as
that.
well, like, oh, dude, you.
And so they could
I'm
change
getting
it.
excited just thinking about it.
They
So
could
is
have
Hytale-
like a screen block and then like a movie wall block as well, so you can separate it, one for your home and one for a cinema.
Dude,
Dude,
imagine
imagine
the
if you-
mods. You can make your own like TV stations. Oh my god, that'd be so sick.
Twitch chat in game, like just showing your Twitch chat on keyboard.
Holy
Yo.
cow.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah, but you gotta be PG
Imagine
on
the
that, man.
modding integrations. That would be sick if that's possible.
One thing I'm curious about, actually, now it raises the thing. We obviously were talking about and we weren't. It wasn't on this show, but yesterday, for people at home, we were talking about proximity chat and just the effect of that on the game, and the ecosystem behind the game. Do you think that having the ability to play videos is a problem at all? Because like then you're getting into the realm of like not necessarily free speech, but like regulated content and stuff. And it's like, what if I put on an 18+ video or a swearing video, or like where is the line drawn there? I wonder.
It won't be with a logged in YouTube account, I assume, and so it'll be YouTube age restricted. And so
Okay,
most videos that are age restricted, it'll just like you could probably put in the link, but it'll just give you like the YouTube pop up, like sign in to be able to view this video. So I don't think that's going to be that big of an issue. Obviously, there's non-age restricted videos that can be problematic, but like with such a feature, I think that's impossible to regulate.
I'm just thinking like, say there's like 30 people in the room, and you're just like, some guy goes on and just throws on like a swear word video or something. Like, would you have to verify that everyone in that room is of age? And like, how would that transaction work? It just seems like a lot of.
Well, could it be you enter like the theater room and then there could be a
like a warning straight up before that, like, hey, there can be explicit content in here. Well, enter at your own discretion or whatever.
That's what they say during live events. They're like, yeah, we try to monitor it as best as we can, but things can happen. So
I did some work in the Roblox space a couple of years ago, and the development firm we were doing, it was with Bakugan, which is an anime.
Anime. Remember the little circle things? Throw them out. Oh, sick.
They were making a server around that, and because they were releasing a new Netflix Bakugan series or something, and so they wanted like just a giant screen in the hub that was constantly streaming new episodes, and so there's things like that in Roblox where it's a little bit more controlled. So yeah, I'm just I'm a little bit curious about that, and obviously you've got YouTube, right, and just showing videos, right. But then like we said, Twitch chat. How would you regulate something like that? Would that even be possible? It's a lot of different things.
Twitch chat wouldn't be native. That would be a custom mod, 100%.
With mods, for sure, that's possible. Considering you need like third-party applications to even get it onto your stream as well.
But like, imagine if you had Twitch chat on your offhand while you have your pickaxe in your left hand.
That'd be so funny.
Think about that.
That would be hilarious.
Well, you should definitely be able to do that in Minecraft. Like, someone should do that in Minecraft.
Yeah.
Redunes, go do it.
Hey, we got you, bro. We got you. Imagine.
Wow.
I could just see that kind of being like the map block in Minecraft. You just right-click in, and it just pops up. It's just like a live moving Twitch chat. That'll be sick. God,
so
I want that.
We're full of ideas.
I'm really excited about the idea of Twitch streaming Hytale after the few months after it's released, and it's like we could do things like Twitch chat controls my hotbar, or like what items in my hand, or where I go in the world.
I have so many ideas.
So cool.
So many ideas.
There's so many things that you could possibly do with Twitch chat. It's gonna be awesome. Imagine all the raids too. That's gonna be fun.
What's crazy as well is like I would genuinely have fun doing it with just the people in the community now. Like I would actually get a blast out just sitting there with like 20, 30 people live and just playing that game and having the fun like time of my life. And so anything extra on top of that comes with the Hytale ecosystem, super cool, super amazing, whole different level of like appreciation and audience and understanding that and being happy about it and you know, thankful, I guess. But yeah, I would just be happy. Just literally, if Hytale came out tomorrow and no one, like everyone in the world that doesn't know about it, still just didn't know about it. They didn't care. It was just us that is in the community right now. I'd be cool. I'd have still have a good time.
Dude,
so I think that's
never logging off.
Yeah, like I think some people got carried away with like, when Hytale comes out, this is going to be my world-changing thing. I'm going to be like, doing all crazy stuff, and that's fine. You can think that, but I think once as a person, you get to the point where you're like, I'm okay with this game coming out and just playing it with my friends, and that's cool. I think then you maybe don't feel that pressure as much. You also don't feel as bad when you get disappointed by the news. I think. but everyone's in a different position in life. Some people wanted Hytale so that they could start their own business and buy their parents a house and make the family happy and stuff. That's life, right? And so the delay naturally got them really angry, and I'm sure many of them have made their own way in other games like Minecraft and Fortnite, Power World. I don't know why I keep going back to Power World.
It's your favorite game, dude.
Oh, dude, I've got 150
It
hours.
actually
What do
is.
you want me to say? Like,
Wait, actually?
He's
I
played
should have
so much
streamed
of
it. I would have been
You
like
should've.
one of the biggest Power World streamers, like, because I just literally sat there for like 3 days nonstop, just.
Well, you have your Twitch login again because you
Yes,
forgot
Connor.
the login for Kweebec Corner.
And I've technically done my face reveal after 4 years since.
Yeah.
the
Welcome back.
roundtable. So yeah, hi.
Yeah.
I've got a
When
beard
can-
now. My
When
hair's
can we
all cut.
expect to see you live, and what can we expect to see you doing?
So that's a good question. First live stream, I want to just be a casual one, me letting everyone know like what's going on, catching up with people, just talking. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be starting streaming like grain of salt, like it might be next month, but I'm trying for before the end of this month.
Nice.
First stream back's probably just gonna be like Hytale fan club talking about stuff. Or I might go the like optimized YouTuber route and maybe do like a really cool like game idea concept with a thumbnail and everything. I don't know. I haven't really decided yet, but I do want to stream. I know I want to stream. That's all. So yeah.
Mhm. Let me pick your YouTube brain just for a second because you like talking about YouTube. Yeah. I've gotten DMs in the past, not recently, but because there's no Hytale content to make, but about people not knowing what type of content to make when Hytale comes out, or they don't know what they want to do to become successful. So what advice would you give somebody who's like starting from basically nothing, like a 0 subscriber YouTube channel, who's never made a video or a TikTok or something or a Twitch stream in the past? What advice would you give them?
One keyword: disruption. I think like that is the antithesis of how to stand out, is by disrupting. And you can be disruptive in multiple ways, right? You can be, and I will break down what I'm trying to explain here, but like you can be disruptive in a chaotic sense where you come in and you are very noisy and loud and you attract attention in that way, or you can be disruptive in a more subtle sense where you come in and do something that no one's really ever done before, or in a very different angle, or in a way where people just think, that's interesting, it's not normal, but it's working. And that disruptive, those are the ways that you can really get into something. So if it is a new game or if it's an existing game ecosystem and you're trying to become a content creator in it, I think that is definitely a key word you should always have floating in your head, is how can I disrupt the space? What is going to make me stand apart from everyone else that's doing the exact same thing? It's the same with Sora, right? Everyone's freaking out. Oh my God, OpenAI started this Sora thing. It's generating video. This is the next best thing. Well, yes, but everyone in the world is going to have access to it. So it's not necessarily you use Sora, you win. It's how effectively you use Sora, or when you use it, or how you learn to integrate it into your system. And so a similar thing with YouTube is, I think it's like, if you throw up a video that's just Hytale Let's Play Episode 1, let's be honest, no one's going to watch it. If you throw up a video saying playing Hytale upside down for 24 hours, everyone is going to click because no one else has done that. Why would you do that? It's just engaging, it's interesting. Now, I'm not telling everyone, if you want to get a start on YouTube, or Hytale
Play
or
it
something.
upside down.
I just made the thumbnail for it. Ah,
But
man.
you get the idea, right? It's, you've got to have a little bit of that mentality towards it. I mean, I hate to use TV as an so I won't use TV. Streaming services. You go and you browse and you get your suggested, stream things, top 10 shows for you, all that stuff, and you think like, which one am I going to watch? And there's, just maybe think about the psychology of that when you are trying to decide what to watch on Netflix, and think, how could I adapt that to YouTube more? Make something that is just a little bit more entertaining than all the other shows that blend together. There's like 5 different animated comedies that are all terrible, and I'm not, Big Mouth being one of them. I can't stand that show. And they're all the same. Yet when a really good animation comes along, it's so noticeable, right? I'm failing to think of a good example, but yeah, I hate Big Mouth. I'm just gonna can't stand it. Worst show.
So
Hey,
I'm
just
glad
talk
you
about
mentioned-
Gravity Falls. Best
I'm
show.
Sorry,
glad
I
you-
tangented. Sorry.
I'm glad you mentioned Let's Plays because I wanted to bring that up earlier in the discussion. A lot of people want to do a Hytale Let's Plays. I know Chris wants to do a Hytale Let's Play.
Yeah,
You've
sometimes.
talked about a Hytale Let's Play before. What, tell people, how can they do it? Because a lot of people think it's going to be the same as the start of Minecraft, and you can just do Hytale Let's Play Episode 1. A brand new world. A new adventure. That
That's a
would
good song,
work
by
as
the
OST.
way. That's a good song.
But in reality, that's not how YouTube works. That's not how Let's Plays work anymore. You can still do Let's Plays, but how?
Yeah, so I mean, the big thing is that like when Minecraft came out, when people were doing Let's Plays, you've got to understand the age and demographic of people who were watching YouTube. While they were young, they were still kids. They were older than the kids that are watching YouTube now for the majority, right? So you still had this older age bracket. They were watching content for quite a while. It was an alternate to TV, so it was escapism. Whereas like now it's like everywhere, literally everywhere. Like whereas back then you had to go and search it out, right? You weren't gonna just open up YouTube and get recommended Minecraft Let's Play. You might have done like, but you know, pushing into like 2011, 2012. But back in the early days, that wouldn't have happened. You would have had to actively search it or be like very briefly recommended it on another video or heard about it from someone, right? And so then going to like, you know, that whole thing, which was Minecraft had never been seen. Games like that and open worlds like that had never really been properly seen. You had World of Warcraft that was like kind of pushing the boat out with like MMOs and stuff like that, but nothing like Minecraft. Minecraft let you just come along, whoever you were, and completely put your unique footprint on this world, right? It was the same door, but it had something different behind it for every single person that you saw. And that was the beauty of it. It was everyone had a unique experience, everyone had a unique reaction. It was this fundamental, incredible game, right? And so people had patience for it, and people would sit and watch these 4 to 5 people that were doing Let's Plays at the time that then, you know, spiraled into hundreds, that spiraled into thousands, that spiraled into millions. Again, that was a preface to now YouTube has changed. You know, it's not just about sitting there and playing for a long time. And I feel like everyone knows this, right? I'm not going to sit here and do a whole like spiel about like why hour-long Let's Plays aren't popular anymore. It's just a fact. People's attention spans are quicker, short-form content, younger people. They've rose and grown up with iPads since they can click the X on an ad before it even appears. I don't know how they do it. 2-year-olds sit there like boop, 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 clicking the ads quicker than I can. It's madness. And kids that used to watch Cocomelon are in college now. Like, so they're now so plugged in online that to get someone to watch you for an hour play Hytale is going to be a really, really hard thing to do. However, right, if you were wanting to start a Hytale Let's Play, what is good advice and what people will be saying is that you should collectively edit like all of your first experience together, right? So rather than doing like a 2-hour long video of your first world, edit down 3, 4, 5 hours of your content into a concise 15 to 30-minute video and include the best bits. Edit it so that there's a bit more of a story to it and that you're cutting out the ums, the ahs, the slow, boring bits. Yeah, it will be then optimized for what we consider like new YouTube. This like quick paced, fast, like, showing everything that you want. But I'll end the ramble with this, is that I do think we're at a bit of an inflection point because obviously YouTube replaced TV. That has happened now. TV numbers are going down, ad spends are going down on TV. TV usage of YouTube on TV has skyrocketed, right? We're talking 100 times more people are watching on TV now than a couple of years ago. The money and ad revenue that's going into longer content is a lot. And obviously, if you've got a longer video, there's more opportunity to add mid-rolls. So I would be curious to know what the space will be like in 2 years. Considering like let's assume Hytale comes out in the next 2 or 3 years. I wonder if there will be a bit more of an interest in long-form content because it's different now. It's so much quick, fast-paced stuff. Whereas I think there is space for just sitting down and watching someone play a game and go progressive and slowly. And especially when it's a new game, Hytale, where most people don't really understand the basics. So you do want to see every little detail. You want to see how did he get there? What was the crafting recipe for that? How did he find that stick? Wait, I want to do that in my world. Suddenly there's a bit more patience and a bit more time for it. You're also dealing with a crowd that have aged up waiting for this game. They're a bit older and more mature now. So they are willing to sit there and watch like an hour-long content, or even throw your Let's Play on the TV. This is probably not the answer you wanted, Myne. You probably wanted something way more simpler than from me. But
it's not a yes or no answer? Okay.
It's not a yes or no answer, but if you want to get into content, like, you should either look at the optimized way that I said, which is a bit more fast-paced and creating an actual story out of your experience rather than just putting the whole thing up raw for everyone to see and pick out, and have to figure it out themselves. Do the work for them and actually show them the best bits, right? But I do think that there is going to be a space for long-form Let's Plays again. I just think you're going to have to be a really interesting character.
So it'll be a big part of it's going to be just your personality as a creator. No one's going to want to watch just a straight Pop-Tart on the screen, just no personality doing nothing, right?
Yeah. I mean, Minecraft now is in like kind of that, but not, right?
Is it?
So
Okay. I haven't watched it in a while.
I call Minecraft, like right now, since 2020, is like the tournament generation. So people admire content creators that are good at the game for whatever reason, like whether they're good at PvP,
nothing wrong
good
with
at
that.
building, good at whatever, like it is, right? People admire the achievement. That's the era that we're living in, because people have played this game now for 15 years. So that the best of the best are the ones that stand out.
Yeah.
So it will kind of be like that in Hytale a little bit, maybe, where it's not just your personality, but it's also how good you are at the game. Like I can name like 3 or 4 Minecraft pros that are absolutely bland as heck when you try and have a conversation. Oh, you see them on stream having a conversation, right? But everyone loves them because they're absolutely incredible at this or that, or a great builder or a great PvPer. So I think there's a bridge. It's a bit of a mix between it. But yeah, basically, personality is always going to take charge in the content.
Of course. 100%. So what do you think of just editing like you're thinking like just do a stream and then edit stream highlights as well? You think that'll be mostly what it is?
Yeah.
100%. So that's kind of been my take for the Let's Plays, because I'm a big live person, and live is taking over. It's becoming more and more part of our society. And I've said this in a previous podcast before. If you want to like still fulfill that like older vibe for a Let's Play, the more like one-on-one, the just more raw gameplay, live is where you do it. Instead of putting the raw gameplay on YouTube, you just have the raw gameplay on Twitch. You get that live interaction, and then if you still want to put it on YouTube, edit it down to make it more concise, and then you're fulfilling both of those.
Yeah, I think people also forget. Yeah, like at the time of Minecraft Let's Plays, like Twitch wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Like when Minecraft started, or there was livestream.com and just
that was
TV. It wasn't that wasn't a thing, and no one really did that. YouTube was the way. I'm sure if you went back in time and told all those guys, hey, you could just stream this instead of uploading every episode, they would have done it. So it's also like you say, it's that ecosystem has changed a little bit now, and I think that is the go-to, because you're getting to spend time with the committed audience that want to be there for every second of it, and then you're making the content for the people that just want the best bits. So you're hitting both worlds there, which is really good.
So would you do the streaming on YouTube and then upload to YouTube, or would you do it Twitch and then upload to YouTube?
It varies. It would. There's a lot of different variables. I mean,
that's not really a yes or no answer. Right now.
Okay. Yeah. I don't stream enough, but
I will say that me and Myne was slightly talking about this idea of like multi-streaming and like what's better for you if you're, should you be on Twitch? Should you be on YouTube? If you're a YouTuber, does it hinder you? I think that YouTube's bullish on streams. I think they're bullish on stream VODs. I'm gonna make sure that I am utilizing that aspect. Twitch still to this day has no discoverability or ability to grow outside of other social platforms plugging it. It's just absolutely crazy to me. I'll never understand that. Like obviously we've got the front page. But
that's for the biggest streamers. That's for people who are established.
The front page is friends of Twitch staff page. I'll just say that now. Like that is literally what it is. If you're a friend of the Twitch chat, you get thrown on the front page. There's your privilege for the the week or whatever. It's not like YouTube. YouTube is literally like obviously the trending page is chosen and selected. And
do people actually watch the trending page though? Because like I never look at the trending page. Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, it has no effect on your video.
Exactly what you watch. The algorithms, it looks at every video that you've watched. Most takes into account the ones you've watched most recently, of course. The ones you've watched consistently, the most religiously, the ones that you've shown satisfaction signals for. And it'll take all that into account. And then whenever new YouTubers upload videos, it will rank them based on your watch history, not anyone else's, yours. And then it will take into effect like, okay, there's other viewers and other accounts that are like this guy who watches the same type of content, and they like this video about bananas. So let's recommend Connor that video about bananas because he's a similar type of viewer, so he might like it. But it's YouTube's fun.
It's very interesting because it changes literally like every month. So
Yeah.
You love to get to the bottom of YouTube. It's fun.
Yeah, very disruptive, as will Hytale, I'm sure. Don't get
Yes.
me wrong.
So do we have any viewer questions for Connor? Because we're
I
already
have a
50 minutes into this podcast.
I have one for you, and I'd say it's pretty disruptive too.
All right.
Okay.
Depp is asking, you can have Hytale early access now, but to get it, you need to burn a Kweebec alive.
That's
Do you
it.
do the sacrifice? Kweebec Corner.
Oh, this is a massive question.
Oh.
And I guess I'll add a caveat to this. You can't do this privately. People have to know you burned a Kweebec.
Oh, I have
On
to do
stream, in front of
Yeah,
everybody.
it has to be in a recorded medium so people know you burned a Kweebec. If that gets released later, obviously, because it's early access, whatever, but the evidence is there that Kweebec Corner has burned a Kweebec alive.
To avoid the meme in like 3 years when someone clips this and sends it to me, no, I won't. I would never do it. And right, here's why as well.
He doesn't want early access, confirmed.
It touches on the conversation of like, if you were able to play Hytale early, but you weren't allowed to record it, would you do it? And my
Yeah.
answer is no. My
Oh,
answer
I'd
is
do
just
it.
straight
That
up.
I'd do it.
Yeah, that's the Radoon's question.
It's like saying like, oh, you know, all my life I've loved David Bowie or Kevin Bacon. I don't know why I went for those guys, but then you finally
guy's
meet
Star-Lord?
them, selfie. It's like, what?
Yeah, and then
Like,
you don't get a picture with your idol.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm the same way. And then like every single time this question's asked of like, you can play Hytale right now, but you're not allowed to record anything. And then like we throw around the caveats of like, okay, we'll record it, but we can't. We'll never be able to release it, or like release it in 5 years, like, or record it. You have the file of it, and then you just give it to us. Like, you know, ways around that, and then the you know, that's unrealistic. The question is just, you're not allowed to record it. Your first reactions just cannot be.
Yeah, no chance.
That's the
I would
one
say
drawback to it, because then you will
I would say
literally
no.
lose your first
Because
reaction.
I know how much happiness I would get when I'm older, like later in life, looking
yeah.
back at that clip, how much joy it would bring me to see how happy I was. So to not have that would be really a bit of a bummer. You know what I mean? Like 100%.
I've gotten asked if I would cry, and I'll ask you this as well. Will you cry when you first load up Hytale? Because like, I don't know, and I'm a person that doesn't cry, but I feel like part of me would.
I'm
because-
very emotional, so
Oh no.
Because
yeah.
this game has been in our lives for around 5 years now. For
Mhm.
me, we're 1 year away from it being a quarter of my life. It's been in my life because I'm 21.
So I won't
Dude.
I won't cry like, oh my god, I finally get to play Hytale. It's like I'm gonna cry because I know what it means.
It's the emotional attachment around it.
Yeah, and it could be anything, right? It could be anything. Like, it's not necessarily the fact that it's. I'm not crying because, oh my god, the best game in the world.
No, that's not it.
I
Yeah.
love Hytale. It's like, no, it's like I'm crying because this is intrinsic, emotional, deep journey we've all been on, and to see it end with a new beginning is really fucking beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. So it's like that level of stuff will probably get to me. I mean, I know I've really had to try and hold back during Thankmas's, not to cry, especially towards the end when we're all getting soppy and stuff. I'm an emotional person. I imagine like I probably will cry on stream at some point if we ever start doing reactions or watching old content or stuff like that, and we can enjoy it.
When we're all best friends.
I'm comfortable with my masculinity, so I'm cool to cry on stream.
Nice. I think the only way I'll cry is if we're all in a group call together and I hear other people start crying, and then that's just gonna make me start crying.
Dude, like, what, you know what's crazy as well, and no one will understand this except people like us, is obviously when you listen to music and then you listen to it 10 years later and you have that nostalgia effect and you go back to how you were 10 years ago, we have a whole OST. Just think about loading in the game, joining the game, and just hearing dun, 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 dun.
I actually think that if they have Traveling Band on the beta home screen when you load up the game, I think the music is what's going to trigger the tears. I don't think loading it up itself will necessarily cause the tears, but if I load it up, it's like a fade into the home screen,
Oh,
and then like the traveling band, you just hear it just like comes into your ears. I actually think that would trigger. I think the
that'll
music
hit you.
component,
That'll hit you.
yeah, I think it's just like everything together that would make it. Yeah.
There's a Star Wars, like when the Force Awakens trailer came out, like years ago now, but you know, it was such a big thing for Star Wars fans at the time, even
Right.
though it's so played out now. But there was a guy that went viral for just absolutely
I
crying
think I
and
remember
losing
that.
himself.
Because it's been
I
so
feel
long.
like I'm gonna be like that when Hytale comes out, and everyone's gonna be like,
Oh yeah.
"Why does he care that much?
Yeah,
Who is this dude?"
it's not gonna be, and I don't even know if I'd want to share. Like, part of me just, I think I just want to keep it to myself. It would be views, so I might share it, like depending on how cringe it is. But if you know,
That's
if
fine,
it's, like,
buddy.
if I get too personal, like it's just gonna be for me. And that would be the same thing for if we could get the private access. Like I'd want it for myself.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
And so, yeah.
that's what I mean as well by looking back and just being like realizing how happy you were at the moment, or like you having that significant point in your own life to look back on, or even show your kids. And so
Yeah.
it sounds so daft, but we're in that place now where like some of us in the
We're
community
getting
are
older, dude.
having kids, right? So being able to show your kids when they grow older, like, look how happy I was to play this game when I was your age, and then they're playing it because they're old enough to play it now. Like,
And you know what? You know what would be even crazier? If we are able to make a successful career out of it, and we're able to show our kids like we're living the life we're living right now. This video started it.
this was me before the game came out, pointing at you on the podcast, and then it's like,
That's right.
now, Paula, 7 Lamborghinis.
Yeah.
Be like,
Oh my
Yeah.
dude. I can't wait for the first time we all meet each other too. Just that might get me going too. You know, it might make me cry. I don't know. 'Cause-
I used to have like a little community of people that I went to gaming conventions with, and like that kind of dissipated as we got older, and people obviously went off to do different things. But
Mhm.
I feel that vibe with the Hytale community, except I've never really met anyone in person,
Yeah.
except
Same.
ironically, except Noxy. And
Just the
like,
CEO.
yeah, just low key, but like honestly, a Hytale community meetup, like I want to meet up with the community more than I want a HyCon, which sounds so. I want both. Don't get me wrong, but I want to meet the community more than I want the Hytale convention to happen. I would sooner organize a fan meetup than
In Derry, Londonderry.
wait for HyCon in 2027 to like actually meet you guys. Like I'd
Yeah.
rather
Mhm.
organize it myself.
And I think the reason we care about HyCon so much is not necessarily about like, oh my god, it's an in-person Hytale convention, which obviously is sick.
That'd be
like,
dope.
I think the reason we say that is all because of like community. We can all like we'll all have a reason to be there. We'll all be in
Yeah.
the same place. We can hang out for a weekend or so, but also like our fans.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Like community members, not necessarily close in our creator circle, but like people who watch our videos that might want to see us. I don't think there's anyone that wants to see us two ugly faces right now, but like I could see that in the future of people, you know, wanting to go to a convention to see Mr. Kweebec corner.
I
Oh,
get
yeah.
rid of that sometimes because I'm like, you know, like, I don't like calling the viewers of my Kweebec Corner channel fans
Yeah.
because it feels like we're all just players waiting for a game, and I'm just
Mhm.
one of the ones that is talking loudly about it. But I've gotten to a point now where it's like I know there are actual fans, like there are actual people who really, really like my content and religiously watch it, and they comment about that sort of stuff, and so like yeah, like they are fans, and so I've had to actually change my definition on that and my understanding of what that is technically, because yes, they're, you know, on a respect level, even if you're a fan, everyone's equal. Like we're still all
Right.
just playing for this game.
Absolutely.
But it's been amazing to see that I have actually been able to, and I'm sure you guys have as well, 100%, develop like core audience members, like people who will watch me do anything. Right?
Yeah,
I could go and
absolutely.
play Power World, or I could go and, you know, do a vlog, but people would still be interested in it because they're curious about me as a creator and a person, which I love that I've been able to break through and get to that point with just covering news. You know, you see some people struggle with that stuff, even with like, you know, when they have got the game to play, and they still struggle to make that connection with their audience. So Yeah, that's been amazing to see, and I'm curious about you guys as well, because you do have like one of the most active Discord,
Thank you.
Discord, right? Oh yeah, openly admit that, yeah, 100%.
Yes.
And your community is like, you've got that core set of people who watch because they are like you, all waiting for the game. But you also have people who just love the Hytale podcast. They love Chris and Myne together, and like they love that dynamic, and they're fans of you guys as hosts, which I am as well, just so you know.
Let's go. I mean, you wouldn't be here if you hated us, so.
I don't know
maybe
about
He's a
that.
cloud chaser.
He's
He's a cloud chaser.
Yeah, he's just a cloud chaser. Yeah, exactly. He wants to be in the most Hytale active Discord.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
100%.
You better send a message in the chat, Connor, because you've had the guest role for like 6 months.
He has. You're a fake fan.
Yeah.
Community
He's
member
talking to
called,
people.
is I think Mylist is a community member, and they like commented on my most recent video saying like, oh, I disagree with this point, or like I think that something. And I just replied like, oh, thank you for the feedback. It really means a lot, and like I appreciate the criticism. And he was like, oh, dude, I didn't realize you were in this server. I was like, no, it's no problem. But I just found it so funny because I fell off Discord a bit and wasn't as active recently. So to come back and see a bunch of familiar faces in your guys' community is really, really nice, actually. So yeah.
Lovely. We love to hear it.
We've got a few more questions coming in live, so we'll end it on these. What is Crater the Cyborg asks, what is some of the best Hytale art of Kweebecs you've seen?
Ooh, there was just this Thankmas gone. Someone created like a clay pottery like style Kweebec and Gaia, and that was really good. I personally am a massive fan of the actual custom Kweebecs, like done in the Hytale style but custom. So you've got like there's like the punk rock Kweebec.
Oh yeah, those.
It's like a variant. You've got Kweeborg as well, like the robot cyborg Kweebec. I love because when I first came up with Kweebec Corner, the idea was to have like a cast of little Kweebecs that were all kind of quirky and unique and had like different personality things. I didn't want to go that route because it was getting close to me having like borderline split personality disorder, having to come up with all these different voices.
Kweebec
so
Gordon.
I just stuck with Gordon and me, Connor, right? But now like that. I love that, like that you can just have all these different types of Kweebec and they're all different characters. And so anyone that's done something like that, brilliant, definitely the best. Oh, and there was, I don't know why, it's just come to my head. There's one sketch of someone did like years and years ago of like all the different types of Kweebecs if they were in different zones and like they were all based on different flowers.
That dairy panda?
I remember how beautiful that piece was. I don't think it was dairy. I think it was a different artist, but I'll have to remember. But yeah, it was a really good piece. I know that it was the team commented on it or included it in the art showcase blog post, I think.
We also have the Kweebec cosplays from Skiolito.
Yes, Skiolito. So funny.
We won't go there. Never mind.
What do you think of that one video of that guy taking the little paper Kweebec and burning it in the forest? Buddy almost started a forest fire. We don't talk about that though.
I mean, my favorite fan content is still the throwing the fork at the wall until Hytale comes out. Like,
literally damaged his wall for that.
Dude, I fully believe that his entire house foundations broke on the 17th day.
Did he?
Him collapsed down, so that's it. There's no more. There's just a fork sticking out of the rubble. Brilliant.
Would you want to see a 3D model of a Kweebec riding a rabbit made by someone?
Yeah, it sounds awesome. That would be so funny as well because like Kweebecs are bigger than the rabbits in most of the concept arts we've seen because you have like the little cute bunny rabbit ones. So imagine seeing a big rabbit and a small Kweebec. That's kind of cute. Also, no one's done this visual yet. Like, there's no concept art of it or anything, but a seedling riding a rabbit would be really cool as well.
Oh, that'd be
so
adorable.
Dope. I love seedling. They're so cute, and they look so nice now. After they did the whole Tree Singer update too, they're just
dude, the Naruto run. Oh, so good.
Is that? I wonder if every type of mob can like have animations of them running like that though. That'd be kind of cool.
It almost gives me the vibe, and it probably is a bit more basic than this, but like when they generate a seedling, it probably has the chance to generate like 1 out of 5 animation types. But I really hope that that's somehow attached to like mood. You know, like how Pokemon have different moods? Imagine if like mobs in Hytale had moods. So you had like chirpy or angry or like sour, and like that would affect the different animations that they have. So like if you had chirpy, it would be like the happy Naruto run, energetic. Like maybe you'd be the energetic mood, but maybe you could have like a
The
as
rolly
the
one?
lazy Kweebec, where he just rolls and he slumps and he sleeps a lot.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
really like that sort of
I hope I can trap them in a 1x1 breeding machine
Stop
and
it.
not let them run around. No free
Breed.
employment.
You're gonna breed the babies?
Well, that's
Mine.
no. They grow up and then they. Breed.
Oh, okay. So you trap them in a 1x1 until they
I
grow
have
old,
one
and
more
then
question.
you. Okay.
Will you start
Farm
an
some crazy-
Will you start an AMP after release?
A what?
AMP.
An AMP. We're coining the term. It's an adventure multiplayer.
Oh, they're gonna say
instead of
SMP.
multiplayer.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
AMP.
Yeah, we're coining the term AMP, an AMP.
So like what like open up my world to other people or like actually start a server?
I think more like a content AMP.
Yeah, I mean I'd be down for it. The thing is though, like I do genuinely believe there's gonna have to be a little bit of for lack of a better term, unionization on that front in regards to we are literally going to have the entire world trying to do stuff like this, and all the different content creators that possibly exist are going to come and try and do like their own different things. So it would be nice to get with some figureheads in the community and different people and actually
Let's go,
organize like, you know, organize something a little bit more structured and planned and has like a few people backing it, and so we can combine some audiences and get some community. Like, I love Hermitcraft. I would love to have Hermitcraft in Hytale and be running that and be something that like we have seasons and it's like there's just a server there and we come to it every couple of days and spend a few hours making content together and everyone's on there doing their own little project and all of that stuff. I'd absolutely love that. That would be amazing. Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, I think, and I can close off with a thought as well. I don't think there's going to be. I mean, there's going to be a few amps that are going to be successful, like right off the start of Hytale. But I think where we're really going to see the sort of, adventure multiplayers pop off is like 6 months or like 4 months into the game when everyone is, because we need to play the adventure mode. We need to get through the story. We need to explore the game, and then once we've explored the game, we've done that self-exploration, then we can move on to seeing how the game functions with that cooperative multiplayer aspect. And that doesn't mean like we're not going to play multiplayer in those things. We're going to have so many, you know, worlds where, hey, Chris is joining my world, or we're going to have 3 people all, or like 5 people all together playing something. But like the idea of like the structured survival multiplayer in Minecraft, I think that's going to take some time.
Yeah. Well, I think that just, and again, I know you wanted to cap it off, but like talking on that point of like, you know, we've watched, the reason you don't find a Minecraft Let's Play fun just on its own is because you've seen it a million times now.
Yes.
Like, but no one's seen a Hytale Let's Play. No one's seen one, so it's really exciting. It's remarkable. It stands out, right? And to that extent, like, I think that, you know, you didn't watch one Minecraft Let's Play and you were bored of it, right? You watched at least a good 100 people do it before you were like, okay, you know, mods would be good now. Maybe
I watched 30 Viruses original Minecraft LP when I was in
you did
5th grade.
And
That's
now you talk to him. Do you also remember How to Minecraft back in the day?
Dude,
From
no,
Bayesian Canadian, Vicstar, Preston, all those guys, like the big YouTubers. I remember watching every perspective of every season. Weird how I got bored of Minecraft after. A little strange.
Dude, that's so crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of YouTubers I used to watch as a kid who I've ended up working for, or ironically, or working with, which has been fun to be like, hey, I used to watch your content when I was a kid. Like, hi.
Now I tell you what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what I liked when I was a kid, so do it.
Yeah. So one more question. I want to end it up on this one, Connor. Sorry. Myne and I both said we're going to play Hytale on the hardest difficulty possible.
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, what difficulty are you going to play Hytale on? Because we personally want a challenge. But Connor, what do you think? You're going to play easy mode?
I'm massive on like just playing it as it should be, so like normal, like just whatever the normal level is.
Yep.
I don't like things being turned down. I don't like things being turned up. I think that's just the OCD part of me in me. Like, I'll even play Minecraft on normal mode just because of that. Even though I know it's cooler in some cases to play hard, and it can affect like certain gameplay features and rates.
The villager breeding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think to begin, I'm gonna go in on the just fundamental normal level so that I get a grasp for what is hard.
I think that's what I'm gonna do too. Yeah. And just like leave all world settings default too. Like just
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can't
This
change any
is-
world settings. But I don't know. I kind
can't?
of want to, I kind of want to just play hard mode. I feel like that would be the most fun. Just
You just want to do the first hardcore series, Chris?
no, not hardcore. Hardcore, no, not
Oh,
hardcore.
okay.
No.
Do you think
It
they'll
would
have a
be funny.
hardcore mode, by the way?
They
Or do you think
have
that'll
to.
be like a toggleable option, maybe? In the
I
second
think
world?
they'd have to, just because they know of how popular it is right now. They wouldn't want to get rid of that.
That makes sense.
That popularity. Plus, it's so easy to add. You just have one death.
Yeah.
Just
And you're
write
done.
one line of code. I feel like. It's,
Yeah, that like
I don't
I don't know
code,
how
but-
hard it could be to code a hardcore world, but there's literally in
When dead, delete world. It's like
yeah. I mean, to change it from a hardcore is like a single like text editor
Yeah.
to change your world like.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think they'll add hardcore. Chris, if you do a hard world, I want to see you stream that Let's Play. I want to see.
Fine, we got to
the
do it
death
together.
compilations.
We got to do it together, buddy. I think that'll be
I'll join your
hilarious.
world. I'll help you.
Yeah, join my world. Join my world. So,
This
Connor.
is what is our longest episode? I
might be
think
this.
you-
This
you
is an
might
hour
have-
10.
You might have gotten it to the longest episode we've ever done.
No way. Let's optimize for TV viewership. Let's go.
Yeah.
We do have some TV viewers, but we're not monetized.
That's good.
Yes.
I would. You know what? If you guys have watched to this point and you're watching on TV specifically, comment the code word Chris sucks in the comments, please.
Aw.
Please do that. Please do that.
I don't know. Now I feel really mean. No one laughed.
Yeah.
Oh,
Those
hold on. We got to go 6 more seconds to beat the longest time.
No, the longest time is
Hour 10,
1
7,
hour and
47.
5. Wait, where did
No,
you
no.
get that? Which
Um,
episode is that?
Our 1, 2, 3, 4th episode. Hytale is now what you're expecting, featuring Radoons.
Oh, the Radoons episode was the longest. Okay.
You
I'm
have beat
so
Radoons,
sorry.
Connor.
You
Congratulations.
officially beat Radoons.
Congratulations.
Privilege. I know that I should have probably been here sooner, but I'd love to do this again sometime. You know, maybe when there's more to talk about as well, and we can maybe get to brass tacks on some actual Hytale details. That would be really, really cool. But honestly, it's been good to catch up, guys, and hopefully reminding people at home or in the community that I'm not just stopping in every 2 weeks to just do some basic ass news and then dip. Like, I am around, I'm here, I'm working on things. I'm getting back to it. So yeah, it's been a pleasure to chat to everyone and let everyone know what I'm up to as well. So yeah.
And we'll
Alrighty.
get a podcast with you after the next blog post, The Engine.
Oh, so good,
Amazing.
dude.
We'll
We should
get you on.
get our reactions, man,
Yeah.
live. Good.
Oh yeah, we gotta get live reactions.
We have to. Emergency pod. We'll have one of those. But that being said, we will see you guys next week. That's about it. Okay, see ya. Bye.
Later.